Hey guys, what up? It's Thursdays with Cassie on the Babybeaverbunch, and I'm at a ridiculously awkward angle. Okay, so today we're talking about breakdowns and how we have them. Let me go get the question specifically. The first question is when is the last time we had one? To be honest with you, it really depends on what you designate as a breakdown. I don't really have them. Like, I almost never have like breakdowns. I would only classify what I would consider like a breakdown as once. I have like little mini like baby breakdowns, but I don't have like big ones. I had one um, yesterday, like a tiny little baby one, but it lasted for like 2 seconds. Something just like really shocked and upset me, and I was at school at the time waiting for an interview, and I found something online that I really did not want to see or hear. And so I found a place where there was limited people around me, and I pulled my hoodie over my face and I pulled the strings, and then I just like cried for 3 seconds, and then I went back and waited for my interview. And that's generally how my like breakdowns will work. Something will just like set me off, and then I'll just isolate myself. The only real breakdown, like legitimate breakdown I've ever had was in November over like a mixture of the Prop 8 thing and my friends, because I was feeling like so like, which for those of you who don't know what Prop 8 was, it was something to ban gay marriage in California after it had already been made legal. So I'd already like gotten my hopes up for all this stuff, and then Prop 8 passed, and I had a friend who didn't who like supported it and who wanted it to pass so that gay marriage would be banned. And I got really angry at him because obviously I want to get married and your friends should like want what's best for you and stuff. It's not a political matter to me. And so I got really mad at them, and a bunch of friends sided with him and said that he had every right to his opinion, but I felt that I had every right to a marriage, you know? So um, I basically had like a temporary loss of a lot of friends. And so it was like, not only was this going on, but there was tons of drama in our friends group because of how angry I was and how like angry everyone was right back at me for like the way I was dealing with it, which I don't know how I was supposed to deal with it. I was like in the middle of a breakdown. But who do I usually go to? Generally, I don't go to people. I like lock myself in my room and like just deal with it by myself. I don't like other people to see me in a state of emotional instability. I like to be alone. Um, if someone were to be with me, it would have to be like one of my best friends. Right now, I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone here currently who I would allow to see me in that state. I have a couple of friends who I might talk to about it, like once I had some sort of bearings. I have one friend who I think I would let me see like cry about it, but I don't know that I would let anyone see me in a breakdown state unless it was like a really severe like breakdown and not like a just little mini baby breakdown. So yeah, how can you tell I'm having one? I will either get like it really depends on like the breakdown. Um, Usually I'll get quieter. In the case of like the major one I had, I did a bunch of like angering and talking to like everyone, and I was like really angry for a long time. And usually you can't tell though until like after it's happened, because like after I have like the breakdown, it's like I feel completely defeated and like empty. And so if I'm like not like just full of like rubber bouncy balls and jumping around all over the place, and if I'm like not happy and monotone, I'm probably having to deal with stuff, because that's how I deal with it. Like I internalize it all and I don't normally let other people see it, you know? And so if I'm like really quiet and kind of somber, that's generally the only way you could tell. because I'm pretty much for the most part like a really happy person. The thing with breakdowns is that you like everything can be looked at positively, and if you can find something positive, you're gonna, you know, be less likely to have breakdowns. Like, I'm a generally really happy person, and I get sad. Everyone gets sad. I cry. Everyone cries. But it's not very common. It's kind of a rarity for me because I'm really optimistic, and I think there's always a bright side to everything, you know, and even if something is like a really bad situation, you almost always learn something, and I think that's important to remember, that whatever is happening to you and however difficult it is, you're going to learn something from it, and there's always that in itself is always something good you can take from it, because I have learned the most from like the hardest things that I've done, what they've taught me the most in my life. So don't don't think that like everything is lost and horrible. Don't give up. Giving up is like the worst thing to do. Even if you feel like it, you can't just give up, you know? Like, you can't. So just keep trucking, find a bright side, because you got to keep going sometime, one way or another, anyways. And doing it with a smile is much better than doing it in a state of emotional instability. Alright, I would keep talking, but I'm really hungry right now. I haven't eaten in a long time. Well, not in a long time. I haven't had lunch, but I'm hungry. So I'm gonna go make some food. Then I have to sign some papers. So I will see you next Thursday.